Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Rookie Card Collector 123 video. Today's episode is going to be the final chapter in my Baseball Hall of Fame True Rookie Cards review from my book that I published back in 2015. This was the earliest series that I started in my channel almost a year ago. And we've covered, over the course of time, we've been working backwards in alphabetical order. And we're back at the B's at this point. So today we're going to cover players' last names beginning with the letters A and B and finish up all the rookie card showings. Okay, so we're going to begin. The first player we're going to look at today is going to be Jim Bottomley. Bottomley played primarily for the St. Louis Cardinals during the 20s and 30s. Finished with a very high career batting average. First baseman. And he's actually got two rookie cards. He's got the 1923 Maple Crispet, which is pictured here. And he also has a 1923 to 24 exhibit card, which is not pictured. Bottomley, like I said, great Hall of Fame first baseman, top hitter. And Maple Crispet is one of the tougher sets from the 1920s. Actually was printed in Canada. Next player we're going to cover is Wade Boggs. This is one of the more modern cards, 1983 Topps. Boston Red Sox third baseman. And again, one of the top career batting average guys in MLB history. Next up, we have Bert Blyleven. Pitcher began his career with the Twins. Also pitched for Texas, Pittsburgh, and several other teams, the Angels, later in his career. The Blyleven rookie is his 1971 Topps, pictured here. There's also an O-Pee-Chee version of the 71 Topps as well. After Blyleven, we've got Craig Biggio. Another more modern card, 1988 Score Traded. This was a very popular set when it came out, and shortly after, held good value for quite a while. Now it's kind of lumped into the junk wax era, as many of these sets and many of these cards were produced during that time frame. Next player we're going to look at is Yogi Berra, listed as Larry Berra on his rookie card here. This is the 1947 Tip Top Red, one of the tougher sets from the 40s to find. And there's also a Yogi Berra Bond Red card from 47 as well. That one is a little bit easier to track down. The Tip Top Red is very tough. Many people who only collect more mainstream cards would consider Berra's rookie to be his 48 Bowman. Up next, we have Chief Bender, great pitcher from the early Philadelphia Athletics, right after the turn of the century. That's a little better image there. So his rookie card is the 1902 to 1911 W600 Sporting Life Cabinet. These were issued over 4 different series. And the Bender one here, this is actually a Type 2 based on the mount at the bottom. He's pictured in street clothes. The earliest W600s were pictured in street clothes. Those were the Type 1s and the Type 2s. After that, they were pictured in uniform. Some of the Type 2s are also in uniform as well. Okay, next up we have Johnny Bench, possibly the greatest catcher, all-around catcher, Major League Baseball history. And his rookie is in the 1968 Topps set. Bench also appears in the Venezuelan Topps, which was a card I used to own Very tough set to try to find. There's also a Venezuelan Topps from '68, Nolan Ryan. Both of those are pricey cards, but especially the Nolan Ryan. Next to bench, we have Cool Papa Bell. He's the first Negro League player we're going to look at today. And his rookie, as is the case with many of the Negro League players, he appears in the 1974 Lachlan Old Time Black Stars set. His earliest card release. As I mentioned numerous times before, the Negro League players never had any cards made in the U.S., and Bell was one who did not have any foreign issues either, as some of them did in Latin America. He does have one real photo postcard, which was picturing him in a Cienfuegos uniform from Cuba back in, I believe it's 1929 to 30 Winter League season, but it's a one-of-one card as far as I know, and I don't count one-of-ones as rookie card options. Okay, next one we're going to look at is our first 19th century player today. This one is Jake Beckley. Beckley was a slugging first baseman / outfielder. Played with Pittsburgh. I think they were called the Alleghenies back then. And this one is the 1887 Old Judge, cataloged as N172. Beckley, as is the case with just about all the Hall of Famers, has multiple poses and variations in the Old Judge series. So there's several different Beckley cards. This one has a nice clear and bold image, very dark image. These were real photographs that were mounted on cardboard backing. And when you're looking at condition for Old Judges, more than the card itself, the number one thing to look for is the contrast in the image and how bold the image is. Some of them, the images are so light you can barely make out the player on the card. So this is a nice one. Next to Beckley, we've got Ed Barrow. Barrow was an executive in Major League Baseball going back to the turn of the century. He's in the Hall of Fame. His rookie card is this 1950 to 56 Callahan Hall of Fame card. That was a black and white set put out by the Hall of Fame beginning in 1950. They produced it in 5 or 6 different series. And each year from 50 to 56, they would add the newly elected Hall of Famers to the previous year's sets. Next up, we've got Al Barlick. Barlick's one of the several umpires in the 55 Bowman set, whose Hall of Fame rookie card appears in that series. These were the television sets with the image in the center. Kind of appropriate for 1950s America, where TV was just becoming a mainstream type of entertainment. Next to Barlick, we've got the Ernie Banks rookie, which is, of course, the 1954 Topps. Banks also has a rookie in the 1954 All-Star Photo Pack series. Those are, as the name implies, those are photos and not cards. So the only real rookie card option for Banks would be the 54 Topps here. Okay. Up next, we've got Dave Bancroft. He was a great infielder, more known for his defense than his offense. But he played on some of the great New York Giant teams under John McGraw. He began his career with the Philadelphia National League team. And the rookie card here is the 1916 Sporting News, M1015 or M1014 is the card catalog designations. Bancroft also has a couple of other 1916 issues. There's a Ferguson Bakery pennant. Fleischman Bakery, I think. So a couple of other issues, but the mainstream primary rookie would be this 1916 Sporting News. Next to Bancroft, we have Frank Baker, also known as Home Run Baker, slugging first baseman for the Philadelphia Athletics in the second decade of the 20th century, 1910 era. Played with them from the 08-09 up until the mid-teens, and then he joined the Yankees for a year or two. And did not have a long career, but led the American League in home runs 4 consecutive years during that time while with Philadelphia. The rookie I have pictured here, he has a few different options. This one is the 1909-11 American Caramel, which is cataloged as E90-1. Okay, next up we have Earl Averill. And see if we can get a better... Okay, I guess that's about as good as we're going to get. So this is the R315. These were issued in panels of 3 cards to a strip. They were vertical strips, and you were supposed to separate them by individual player. Averill was an outfielder for the Cleveland Indians. And appeared, there's a couple of Averill pre-rookies, which are in the 26, 27, 28 Z-Net sets. This R315 is from 1929 to 1930. So all 3 of the Z-Net issues come before this would be considered pre-rookies because he's pictured in a minor league uniform in the Pacific Coast League. And the last one on this page is going to be Richie Ashburn. Ashburn pictured here with the Philadelphia Phillies. And this rookie would be the 1949 Bowman. Ashburn also has a couple of other alternative rookies from rare Philadelphia regional issues. There's a Philadelphia Bulletin newspaper actually from 1948, which included Ashburn. It's basically a cutout from the newspaper, sort of a die cut type of thing, picturing Ashburn. He also appeared in the following year in a couple of other Philadelphia, 49 Philadelphia regional issues. Okay, next up we're going to look at Chicago White Sox shortstop Luke Appling. And this one is not too easy to see. It's a dark red background. This is Appling here. It's one of those 4-on-1 exhibits which pictures 4 players. Typically all 4 players would be from the same team, so these are all Chicago White Sox. And this is Appling. It's the 1931 to 32 4-on-1 exhibit card. Next to Appling, oddly enough, we have another all-time great Chicago White Sox shortstop, Luis Aparicio. And he's in the more traditional 1956 Topps set. Aparicio also appears in the 56 Topps. There's a pinback set called the Yellow Base Paths, also from 56 Topps. And those are his 2 rookie options, although the pinback is obviously not a card. So 56 Topps rookie card for Aparicio. Next up we have possibly the greatest player, at least greatest hitter in the 19th century, Cap Anson. And he had several cards produced around the same era, 1887 to 1890 or so. This is the only one that's confirmed as being an 1887 series 100%. He's got some old Judge cards that were issued over multiple years, probably 1888 and 89, I believe, is the year for the Anson cards. But this is a Buckner Gold coin. It's cataloged as N284. These were caricature drawings of players. They somewhat resemble the player. This one does look like Anson. Some of them don't look very much like the players. But not super popular because they're not real, they're not actual images of the players. And next to Anson, we've got Sparky Anderson during his playing days with the Philadelphia Phillies. This is the 1959 Topps Anderson rookie. He was, of course, best known as a manager for the Cincinnati Reds Big Red Machine during the 70s. and the Detroit Tigers during the 1980s that won a world championship in 1984. Okay, next up we've got another great manager, Walter Austin, Brooklyn Dodgers and later Los Angeles Dodgers. Austin also was initially a player and appears in this 1956 Topps issue at the beginning of his managerial career with Brooklyn. Next to Austin, we've got a more modern card. It's the 1988 Donruss Roberto Alomar. He's in several issues from '88. He's in some of the traded sets from Topps and Score, but this is his regular release '88 Donruss rated rookie. And the next to last one we're going to cover is Grover Cleveland Alexander. His first card, true card, is 1913 National Game. There's also a Tom Barker version of this. Exact same image on the front, just the back will say Tom Barker instead of National Game. They were two different manufacturers of basically the same board game that this set came from. Some more traditional collectors might look at his 1914 Crackerjack or 1914 Fatima T222 as rookies for Alexander. Some people don't consider cards from some of these board games to be true cards or true rookie card candidates, but I do. And last but not least, in the Baseball Hall of Fame enrollment is the very first player in alphabetical order, which is Henry Aaron. And of course, his iconic 1954 Topps would be the rookie card of choice. He also has a few different 54 options. He's in the Johnston Cookies, which is a Braves regional set. He's also in the Spick and Span Braves set from 54 to 56. And he has a rarely seen Marshall Merrill oversize, sort of like a photo or a print, which was produced in 1953 to 54. So that's going to wrap up my 20 or so episodes covering all of the National Baseball Hall of Fame true rookie cards. This book was put out in, like I've mentioned before, 2015. So there's about 10 or 11 years worth of rookie cards, which I did not cover because at the time I put the book out, those players were not elected yet. Some point in the future, I may go back and do a revised or an updated edition and add all the current players up to date. Obviously, the book is always going to be out of date because every year there's new players being elected. So it's never going to be all-inclusive. But anyway, I hope the series was helpful and hope you enjoyed looking at all the cards. So have a great day, and I'll catch you guys again on the next one.